All right, we'll start with opening comments from Coach and then open up for questions.
Well, we jump into the SEC and the family on the road again and playing against the Auburn team that's playing really well, coming off of a big win at Tennessee, someone that we played for. And the thing that really stands out about them is, the balanced scoring. We know that. They like to get up and down the floor. They've got guys that are capable of having big nights, especially from the three-point land. But the thing they're doing really, really well is attacking that glass. They had 22 offensive rebounds against a Tennessee team that's pretty. I thought a team that they matched up pretty well with. And as they got those offensive rebounds, boy, they had a lot of kickouts where guys were spotting up, knocking shots down. So it's a team that's playing well. They'll be playing at home, their first SEC game, so there'll be a lot of emotion going on in that game. So we've got to match the energy, no question about it, and just kind of hang in there and give ourselves a chance to play some good basketball. I think rebounding is going to be a big key. Defending, which is the ending part of defending, is rebound the basketball, and we've got to get up. Get that out in transition. So it's two teams that like to play up and down the floor. So it should be a great ball game.
You mentioned the rebound. I guess Auburn's, I think they've out-rebounded all but one opponent, and they're leading the league in offensive rebounds per game and offensive rebound percentage. And that was kind of an issue in some of the game for you the other night. Just what makes Auburn such a good offensive rebounding team?
I think, they play with a pretty good freedom, and they know when the shot's going up. They got a lot of long rebounds, but they got guys that actually pursue the game, pursue the ball. I mean, you think about the kid they just got in, the Murray kid. He's a 6'3", but he's a wide body. McLemore is athletic, gifted player, and of course Spencer had a big game the other night. So I think they just do it by committee. They rebound as a team, and they can see when the shot's going up, and they just fly to the glass. I think that's probably what they say. We're going to shoot it and go get it, and so we certainly got to have to put body on body and chase down the long rebound. I think they're an extra effort team. They play with a lot of energy, play with a lot of effort.
What sort of things can you do to combat that?
Well, I think we got to put bodies on people. I think we got to, number one, they got guys that can really shoot the basketball. The leading scorer, Brown, is a guy that we're very, very familiar with. He's been there for quite a while. We know he can shoot the basketball, but we got to, and of course the Harper kid gets in the lane and he finds those guys spotting up. But I think as those shots goes up, we got to be able to put bodies on people and pursue the ball. We got to be quick to the ball. I think that's. There's no secret to it. You got to put bodies on people. But like I said, they fly to the glass and maybe put a body on where they come over your back. It's going to be physical, but SEC play, that's the nature of it. As I always said, the intensity goes up 20 notches, the physicality goes up, and what they're calling, you got to see what they're calling and how they're calling.
In your two SEC games so far, your bench has combined for 19 points, and Adrio has 10 of those. How do you get the rest of those guys to, really elevate the team?
Well, I think number one is I got to trust them. I got to go out and trust them and let them go out and play basketball. I thought, the game here, we played here. I thought we went with the starters quite a few minutes. We had dug a hole and then allowed those guys to get in. I thought the other night there were opportunities to put those guys out there, and I thought it probably could have had an impact on the game. So, but it is the strongest component of our basketball team. You look at the game last year down there, I thought guys coming off the bench was the biggest difference in the game. Trey Thompson, he had his 11 rebounds, played extremely well. Orlando Cook coming off the bench. We had some guys that said Darryl Macon came off the bench and played well. So we had a lot of contributors off the bench, and I think going into this game, I think that's got to be key. We got to get our bench going. We got to get them where they go out there and produce. We got to get a guy, like I said, Adrio got out there, and I thought he gave us some real positive minutes. I thought Darius Hall got out there. The minutes he played were productive, and so we got to get more of that from our guys.
Mike, I mean, obviously Auburn's gone through some adversity. They lost an assistant coach, and they've had two projected starters suspended all year, and yet they're 13-1, I think. How impressed have you been with how Bruce Pearl's handled that? Just, are you surprised, or how do you think they've overcome some of the stuff?
I just think when you have adversity, that's when guys kind of come together. I think they're playing for each other. They're playing with a chip on the shoulder, so to speak. No one's really, other than the coaches that know basketball, they know they're a very, very talented team. And but what it does is gives other guys opportunities to play. The young kid Mitchell coming off the bench, the big kid they got, I think Obeke or something like that there, but Okeke. I mean, he's really, really good, really, really good. He was a real heralded player, but he's getting opportunities to play, and they get a chance to showcase that. But again, they're just playing. They're just playing basketball, having fun.
You just played a team that's 13-1. And you're getting ready to play a team that's 13-1. It's not Kentucky or Florida, or the traditional powers. Just what do you think that says about the SEC this season?
Balance. I think it's balanced as probably ever been. I mean, from top to bottom. I mean, you think about even the team that everyone thinks is at the bottom. They're very, very talented in Vanderbilt. So that means the games are going to be close. It's going to be a possession game. It's going to come down to a couple of plays. You look at our game at Mississippi State. We're a couple of plays away. We make the three-point shot. Darryl makes the free throw. It's a different game. You finish the game out. We get a couple of those rebounds. It's a different game. So it's going to come down to possession. And you're seeing that where teams are going on the road and play. Kentucky squeaked one off of LSU the other night. So it just tells you the balance of our league. So whether it be at home or on the road, man, you got to come with it. And you got to play good basketball for 40 minutes. It can't be for 35. It can't be for 30. And I think that's a tribute to the coaches, the league, the conference office. I think in the non-conference you can see that coming. You can see it coming. Now we're in the conference play, and everyone's going at it. Everyone's going at each other.
The last two true road games your team has played obviously haven't gone your way. Do you think there's something you can do to help take the success that you're having here in Bud Walton on the road?
Make plays. I think that's it. I thought, from the Auburn game to the Mississippi State game, we played a whole lot better. A whole lot better. Just a couple of plays. You look at the free throw line. There's a big discrepancy there. 40 to 12, and we lose by 3. So take away some of those offensive rebounds that they got, and they scored. Make some free throws. Get a couple more stops, then the game it reverses. So we were plays away. I mean, I have no problem with that. The Houston game is just one of those games where you just burn the tape up. So I think we're taking that on the road with us. I think if you saw the second half, I mean the stats. Stats you can look at stats any kind of way you want to, but I thought in the second half we played the way we're capable of playing. And at the end of the day, Mississippi State, made a couple more free throws than we did. Surely got a shot, shoot a lot more than we did, but they made a couple more.
Mike, CJ obviously was in a really good groove shooting, and he's kind of fallen off the last few games. What do you think's going on with him, and how important is it to get him going again?
Well, CJ's playing with a lot of confidence. I think he's just got to be more assertive, be more aggressive. That's all. Be more aggressive, and I look forward to him playing a lot better as we move forward.
How good was it to see Adriel play well, and do you think he can, keep going in a good?
That's the Adriel I've been seeing in practice. When we started off, you got to remember this guy was starting for us, and so it's just that growth period with the young guys. They just got to go play, and you can't look over your shoulder. Just go play and play with the confidence, play with a sense of urgency.
You mentioned free throws. Auburn, I think, is leading the league in free throw shooting. How important is it to not have a discrepancy like that? And I don't know. After watching the tape, is there anything you change? I mean, or do you just feel like that was kind of life on the road?
I mean, I thought we attacked the glass. I mean, we attacked the basket. There were some calls that didn't make. We didn't get to the free throw line. I thought we were aggressive from that standpoint. Obviously, we've got to stop fouling as much, and I think a lot of your fouls come from offensive rebounds. When they get it, and you foul them going back up. That's what happens a lot. And so that's why it's going to be imperative that we do a good job on the glass against Auburn. And that's how you fix that. You limit them to one shot. You limit them to one shot. And then on the defensive side, you got to keep people in front of you and make them take tough shots. I mean, we play defense really good at times, and then at times we haven't played as good as we're capable of playing. But in order to be successful on the road, you can't allow that many free throws to take place. It's surprising that we were that close. But that's why I know we're playing good basketball. To have that many free throws shot and made, and you lose by 3, we're playing pretty good basketball. Now we just got to eliminate some of those other things that are negative. From a rebounding standpoint, loose balls, just playing a little harder, get our bench involved so guys can finish the game out the right way.
You're 4-0 at Auburn, at Arkansas. Do you think that that's a mental advantage for you and your team?
It's the next game on our schedule. That has nothing to do with what's take place in this game. This is a different year. They're a different team. We're a different team than last year. So, we just got to go on the road in a tough environment. They play against a team that's playing with a lot of confidence. They play with a lot of emotion. I mean, they really get after it. So it'll be a great atmosphere. And I think for our guys, we look forward to the opportunity of playing. Someone that's going to get up and down the floor with us, and hopefully we can get our bench really, really involved.
I guess actually Mississippi State took more threes than Arkansas did this last game. But is there more of an emphasis going into this one about kind of going inside out, trying to get the inside game established?
Well, we got to be able to attack. I know that we got to attack the basket, and we got to take advantage of maybe having some size advantage. I thought last time we played them last year, I thought we did a good job of really spacing the floor and getting good ball movement and people movement and getting post up when we need to, get some great cuts to the basket. I think we got to put pressure on their defense as well, make them play defense. So again, just got to learn to play to win. I think that's the key. You play to win.
Also, free throws, is that kind of a mental deal sometimes when they're falling and when they're not, where teams just kind of gets contagious one way or another? Yeah,
you just got to get the right guys up there to shoot free. I thought last year we had the right guys shooting, and this year we're not getting the right guys. But we've got to get better at it. I think that we played 2 games, and we're one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the league in the 2 games in conference play. But I think that'll change. I think as more free throws that you play. I mean, when you don't shoot that many, we shot 12 the other day. Your numbers are going to look kind of like that. So, but I think we're a much better free throw shooting team than we are. But we got to be able to get to the line, whether it be at home on the road. We got to be able to get in there and make people foul us.
Hey, Mike, at the end of the game, Megan was upset about the walk call, and the TV never showed a replay of what happened. Were you okay with that call?
No. I don't know if he the move was odd, number one, but the play was not designed for that. So from that standpoint, I don't, it didn't come down to that call. With 16 seconds on the clock, we wanted to get the attack to the basket. And so it went against what we wanted to take place. But that happens. And we want to get a quick score, whether it be free throw line, stop. Now we get the ball again. So it didn't take place. So and they called what they called, and they ain't gonna change it. So that was my message to him. They're not going to change it.
Mike, that was a tough loss. I'm sure you guys felt like you should have won. Just kind of what's your and the team's mindset going back on the road? Quick turnaround.
Well, we got to fix the things that all cost us in this game right here. And I thought to me, the effort to the glass. I thought the glass really was a big difference. There were times when the big kid got the ball and we have in our hand, or we be in position, and the basket he made to go up. Just foul him or knock it out of there. We didn't do that. We didn't make the stops when we had to. And then, of course, on the offensive end, I thought we got away from what was really good for us. We made some bad plays. We had a couple of turnovers. We had 3 turnovers in the last 5 minutes. Some critical turnovers that, when you got the lead or when the score was tied up. So it just comes down, you got to execute. You got to be a little bit more detail-oriented and finish, and we didn't do that. We didn't get to the line when we needed to get to it. And there were some questionable calls even as Barford went to the basket. I think we were down 2. We just didn't make the plays, and they made the play. That's how you chalk that up. But we'll learn from it. I think that's to be the biggest key. So my takeaway is from the 2 road games we've had, from the Houston game to the Mississippi State game, I thought we played a whole lot. We came out with energy. I thought we played hard. Maybe not smart, but we played hard. And so now let's take that mindset and let's play hard and smart as we get ready to go to Auburn, a team that's a very explosive team.
Anything else?
Okay, thank you. Okay.